Hi, and welcome to the Mayor's Report. I'm Northampton Mayor David Narkowitz, and this is my monthly program on Northampton Cable Television, in which we try to update residents of Northampton on the issues that I'm working on your behalf here in the city. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're actually filming on the second floor of City Hall, which is located at 210 Main Street in the historic City Hall building that was constructed in 1849, designed by famous architect William Fenno Pratt. And the mayor's office is here on the second floor. And I thought one of the things we'd do today is actually give you a tour of the mayor's office. I've been in office now for a little over a year, and I thought it would be fun to let the residents of the city get kind of a behind-the-scenes tour of what the mayor's office looks like. So come on in and we'll give you a tour of the office. So now we're inside the mayor's office, and this is a reception area that we've set up for visitors to the office to wait for meetings and come to pick up forms or other information that we provide in the office. I wanted to point out a couple of paintings that we have here in the office. This is one that was recently donated to the office by the Kaelane family. We actually had a ceremony with several members of the Kaelane family, and this is a portrait of James Kaelane, who was our 33rd mayor of Northampton. And it's a portrait taken basically based on a photograph of Mayor Kaelane and then Senator Kennedy. It was taken in 1958. Obviously, Senator Kennedy went on to become President of the United States. Over here is a photo that my daughters actually made for me. We get a lot of compliments about it. It's of the doors of Northampton, and they did it as a surprise gift for me after I got elected mayor. And they went around the city and took pictures of different doors, including the door to our front house of our house. And we get lots of compliments about it, so it's always great to show that off to people when they come in. So now we'll go in and take a look at other parts of the office and meet some of my staff. So this is sort of the central work area where my staff are located, and I thought I would actually have them introduce themselves. So, Lynn?
I'm Lynn Simmons. I've been working for the city for 9 years and in the mayor's office for 2. And right now I'm mostly working on capital improvement projects and the budget, getting ready to start the budget season.
Hi, I'm Corinne Philippides. Have worked here for 20 years, do primarily the mayor's schedule. And Lynn and I love government service, and this is Action Central. We love helping people find what they need as far as city services go, or really anything else that Northampton provides.
And I have to point out that Corinne has actually worked not only for myself, but she's actually worked for the 2 previous mayors of Northampton. So she's an extremely experienced staff person who has really been helpful to me making the transition to mayor of Northampton. I also wanted to point out a couple of other paintings. I've really made a focus in setting up the office and really trying to bring in and celebrate some of the history of Northampton. Back here on the wall is actually a portrait of Benjamin Cook, who was actually the very first mayor of Northampton. He started in 1884 and was re-elected 3 times. Interestingly, back when the city started electing mayors, there were actually only a 1-year term for mayor. So he served 3 consecutive 1-year terms. And so up here on this wall is a portrait of Calvin Coolidge, who was the 14th mayor of Northampton. He also went on to become our 30th president of the United States. And we also have a small conference room off to my left here, which is an area that I can go to meet with department heads, meet with other folks who come here where we need to really have a workspace that we can lay out materials and talk about them. I also would point out on the other side of the office is another office, which is my finance director, Susan Wright, who some of you will recognize from city council meetings. She does all of our, helps advise me on the finances of the city, and right now this is a very busy time for all of us because we're beginning the process of crafting the city's budget. Susan's out at a meeting right now, but normally she'd be in there crunching numbers and helping me manage the city's finances. There's a small room out back here, just a really small room where we have file cabinets, and there's a bathroom as well. Interestingly, that I'm always surprised to learn that small room back there was actually used by many mayors as their office. I also have 3 other members of my staff who work in an adjacent suite of offices to this office, and I'm going to take you over there and just show you that office as well. So now I've just stepped out of the office, and right across here is the adjacent suite of offices that is home to 3 of my other staff members. Peg Keller, who is our city's Housing and Community Development Block Grant Administrator, CDBG, which is a federal funding program. Cam Leone is the Assistant Administrator for the CDBG program. And then Terry Masterson, who you met in our last episode of the Mayor's Report, the city's Economic Development Director, also works in this office. This is actually somewhat of a change that I made when I became mayor. This used to be a sort of a standalone department. We did some consolidation because of the budget situation in FY13, and so I brought these staff members in these roles into the mayor's office as a way to be more efficient, save money, but still continue to deliver the services that these offices provide. Now we're going to go into my office, and I can give you a quick tour of that, and then also talk about some of the issues that I've been working on since the last episode. So come on into my office. So now we're actually in my office, which some of you may have seen before if you watched the very first episode of the Mayor's Report, which we shot right here at my desk. I wanted to give you a quick update on a few things that we've been working on here in the city. First and foremost, we've formally begun the budget process for fiscal year 2014, which begins July 1st. Under the city's new charter, I am required to hold a joint meeting with the school committee and the city council, which I actually did last evening. And the purpose of that meeting was to try to lay out sort of a preliminary forecast for the upcoming budget year. So I had a good discussion with the city council and with the school committee about our projected revenues, about our projected expenditures, about some of the challenges we're going to be facing in the budget this coming year. And so now we'll begin the process. In February this month, I'll be meeting with all of my department heads and asking them to formulate their individual budgets so that we can try to put together an overall city budget. I'm also going to be reprising something I did last year, which was holding a series of town hall budget forums around the city so that I can get your input on the priorities that you have for the city budget as I work to put this document together. We have now have a calendar, a timeline that we have to follow under the new charter. So for example, I was required to give that joint meeting presentation that we did last night. I then am required by April 17th, actually the school committee is required to pass its budget and submit it to me by April 17th. And then my deadline for submitting the budget to the city council is May 16th. So we have kind of a series of dates that we have to meet in accordance with the new charter. And so we'll be taking the time between now and then to gather information, both internally and also from you, the citizens. I'm going to be posting a copy of the meeting times and dates that we'll be holding at the end of the Mayor's Report, and they'll also be posted on the city's website. But we're going to be holding one at the Senior Center, we're going to be holding one at JFK, one at Bridge Street School, one at the high school, and one at Ryan Road Gymnasium. So there'll be an opportunity for folks, if you can't make one night, there'll be ones in other parts of the city that people can attend. So I'm looking forward to hearing from people as I work to put together that document. Another really exciting initiative that we launched since the last Mayor's Report is our new mobile smartphone app. Smartphones, I have an iPhone, many people have Androids, everybody has them, or a lot of people have them these days, and a lot of people perform different tasks on them. And so what we've tried to launch here in the city is actually a municipal app on smartphones so that people can actually report quality of life issues that they encounter in the city. Give you a quick look at what the app looks like on my smartphone, my iPhone, but I thought to make it easier for you to see, you can also run it on a tablet, and so I'll show you what it looks like on my iPad. So this is what the app looks like, and the app is actually available for download. If you go to the App Store for your particular phone platform, Commonwealth Connect is the name of the app. So if you search for Commonwealth Connect, you'll find the app. It's free. It looks a little generic when you see it in the App Store, but once you download it to your phone and put in your location, it'll come up with the Northampton City seal, so you'll know you have the Northampton app. The primary thing that it does is it allows you, as you're out and around the city, if you see here there's a report function. So if I push the report function, one of the first things it does is it shows you the location that you are in the city. So it's now showing me that I'm at 210 Main Street, which is at City Hall. And then there's issue title. So if I select issue title, you'll see that right now we have 3 separate issues that come up. So DPW pothole repair, residential trash or rubbish, or a parking meter malfunction. So for example, if you're out and about the city and you go to use one of our parking meters and it's not functioning properly, this is a way that you can actually type in malfunctioning parking meter. The location is already triangulated on the device. There's even an opportunity that you can take a photo of it if there's something you want to take a photo of, and then you can fill in the description and hit submit. And that will automatically go into our parking maintenance division, and they will be able to respond and make sure that that meter is fixed. The same thing goes for if you encounter a pothole in the city. Let me just pull this up quickly. Okay, it has to find your location every time you do it because it's based on. It allows us to know exactly where the problem is taking place. So the same thing with a pothole. If you encounter a pothole on your street that you want to report to the DPW, this is a quick and easy way to do it, and our team at the DPW will then respond to that. And the other nice feature is that when you go ahead and submit, I'm going to delete this, when you go ahead and submit it, you'll get an acknowledgement back from the department that you've submitted it to, letting you know that the issue has been noted, and you'll even get a response when the issue has been taken care of. Now, I've been talking about the mapping function. If you go ahead and type on the issues, you'll actually see that it'll pull up a map of the city, and you can actually see all the various, see those little red arrows that have appeared. Those are all of the various issues that are currently being looked at around the city that people have reported. So it's a very exciting way, I think, of using technology to deliver municipal services. And it's also exciting because we were able to do it through a grant that we applied for. We competed with cities and towns across the Commonwealth to take part in a pilot grant. This is actually a software that was developed by the city of Boston several years ago, developed and launched very successfully. There they call it Boston Citizens Connect. And so working in conjunction with the state, they created a grant program where basically they could lend or help pilot the same technology in cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So we, in being successful to apply for this grant, were granted the use of the technology as well as the customer support from the city of Boston to help us get it up and running and troubleshooted, and that was free for 3 years. So we're going to be able to actually pilot this for 3 years, free of charge, to see really how well the technology works in Northampton. So we're really excited about that. Now, if you don't have a tablet or you don't have a smartphone, there's also a computer application. So over here on my computer, if I pull up the computer, you can actually also use the app on a computer screen. If you go to our city's homepage, you'll actually see a little icon of the app. If you click on that, it'll take you to this page, and you can actually report issues by computer as well. So if you don't have a smartphone or a tablet, you can also do it that way. So we're really excited about this. This is one of the focuses that I've placed as part of my administration is how do we use technology to make the work that we do more efficient, more cost effective, and frankly more user friendly for the public. You may recall that last year one of the initiatives I worked on was cloud computing, where we've moved a number of our city server-based applications like email, like our personnel and financial system into cloud-based systems. So our email is now being done through Google, and we're moving our Munis system, which is a cloud-based, which is currently a server-based system. We're moving that to the cloud. It allows us to do the same functionality that we're used to, but we don't have to pay for the hardware costs and the backup costs and the storage costs of maintaining those systems over time. So we're really excited about it, and we're on the lookout for other ways that we can improve our technology so that we can deliver the services to our city residents in the most efficient and cost-effective way. So I want to thank you for coming today, for tuning into the Mayor's Report, and it's been fun to kind of give you a quick tour of the office. People were kidding me when I first got elected because they came in here in the first few months and the walls were empty, but we were kind of busy just trying to get up to speed. So it's been fun to actually take our time and try to set up the office in a way that not only allows us to do the work that we need to do every day, but also I think is an office that the citizens can be proud to come in and visit and see some of the history of the city, because it's your office. It's I'm here right now. I'm the resident of the office right now as the mayor, but it's the city's office. So I'm really proud to share it with you today. And I'm really glad that you've tuned into the Mayor's Report, and I hope you'll tune in again next month, where we'll be talking about other issues affecting the city and other projects that we're working on. Thank you.